If you've talked to your partner or significant other about these things and they're still not changing, show no signs of changing, it may be time to go. Today I want to talk to you guys about red flags to avoid in a new relationship, or in any relationship for that matter. So before I get into this topic, I just want to let you guys know that I have no degree in this or anything like that. But I do have experience, and I do know from experience of others and what people have talked about what to look out for when you're in a new relationship and what to avoid altogether. So without further ado, let's get right into it. The very first thing that I would look out for would be minimal trust. Now, what does minimal trust mean? It means if your partner or significant other is, for example, constantly checking up on you, right? And I don't mean checking up like, oh, are you okay? Did you make it home safely? Those kinds of things are normal and should be something that your partner or significant other is doing. But what I do mean is if they are like overbearing, and you will know when they are being overbearing with it, or when they are not trusting who you're with, or when they're not giving you the confidence to be who you want to be, or fulfill the dreams that you want to fulfill. These are red flags. Why? Because they don't trust you. When they don't trust you, then you really don't have anything, because trust is what builds the foundation of any relationship in life. And if they're showing minimal to no trust at all in you, then why are you wasting your time? Get out of that. My next tip for a red flag to avoid is controlling behavior. And this kind of goes hand in hand with no trust or minimal trust. Controlling behavior is when it's gone from I don't trust you to I'm making sure you're not trying to live your life. And that's a red flag because it hinders you from being who you are, and it can even lead to deeper and more dangerous things like violence, which is something that is also a red flag, which I will talk about later on in this video. But controlling behavior looks like always questioning what you're doing and where you're going and who you're with. It goes hand in hand with not trusting the person, but it can lead to also that person or your significant other hindering you from living your life in terms of going out or having fun or even being with your family. And when you start to see these kinds of things, you want to make sure that you're not letting it go a step further, that you take the appropriate actions. Sometimes law enforcement may need to be involved. It just depends on the level of the control. But that's why if you see it in the beginning, to nip it in the bud right there, to make sure that you're not letting it get to a level where it's actually harming you. So yes, controlling behavior goes hand in hand with minimal trust. It's just a step further than minimal trust, where you're like afraid for your life almost. And that's when you have to absolutely have to know that you must get out of the situation. The next red flag is fighting unfairly. So when I say fighting unfairly, this means like calling you out of your name or bashing your reputation or threatening you in some form or manner. It may even lead to violence. So what does fighting fairly look like? Fighting fairly means you and your significant other are on the same agreement of what you're fighting about. But it doesn't mean that you're degrading that person. That's fighting unfairly. When you fight fairly, you're sticking to the main topic of the argument or the disagreement. But unfairly is putting that person down or leading to somewhere that is way off topic, that's coming way out of the blue, and that is totally unnecessary. And this is dangerous. Everyone, let's be honest, has an ugly side, but you have to learn to fight fairly with this person, because at the end of the day, you still love this person very much. But if you've noticed the pattern in your significant other, such as they are fighting unfairly, they are showing abuse when they're fighting with you, whether it be verbal or physical, this is definitely a red flag that you want to get out of immediately, if not very soon. The next one will be hiding things from you. Now, of course, we all have things that we don't want to tell completely to our significant other, and that's okay, as long as it's not something that will hinder the relationship. When I say hiding things, I mean major things, or things of their past or even their present that is important and needed to know when you're in a relationship. If it seems like your significant other is always trying to hide things or quickly sneak things from you, that's a major red flag, because something that isn't what you would want. With all of these red flags, you want to, of course, approach who you're with your concerns. At the same time, you want to make sure that you or them or both of you are putting in the effort to make those changes. And if not, then like I said, it's time to walk away, or at least have a discussion about walking away from that situation. Another red flag is if they're not driven. And what do I mean by not being driven? Well, I mean if they have no work ethic, or they're not trying to better themselves in any type of way, then you're just wasting your time, honestly, because they're not trying to be better for themselves. And if you're the one that's pushing them to be better, they're not listening. It's just a waste of time, and there's no way to really progress in that way. Now, on the flip side of it, if you see that this person is trying to make an effort, they're trying to better themselves, they're putting in the work and the effort to do so, then I say yes, give it a chance. But if they're not doing anything to better themselves or the relationship, then it's time to walk away. Lastly, I would say a major red flag is when they have a secretive past and they haven't discussed it with you. Say, for example, you find out that this person was a cheater in the past, or that they were an abuser in the past, and they haven't discussed this with you, and you start to see these signs in them. It's important to either discuss it with them and see if it's possible for both of you to come to some kind of conclusion with that. There can be many topics under a secretive past. These are red flags, but they are something that you can get counseling for or discuss with your partner about how to come to a healthier place if that is the case. But if this person that you're with does not want to discuss this, does not want to even bring it up, is constantly hiding it from you, it may be time to walk away just for the safety of yourself. There's so much more on this topic, so many other red flags that can be detected early on in a relationship. So if you notice anything like that, I would suggest either talk to someone, get help, or even better, get out of it. I really thank you guys for watching my video today. I hope you enjoyed it and learned something new, and I hope it was at least a little bit helpful for you. Don't forget, I'm on Instagram and Twitter. My name is ToyaRenee Talks on there as well, in both places. And I love you guys, and thank you so much for watching. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe below, and I'll see you guys in the next video. Bye!